what palette I'm using today. Hola! I know, I'm a nerd. Okay. Hopefully this is working because it seemed like my camera was really acting up a few moments ago. So I'm hoping that you're actually seeing and hearing me and I'm not just talking to myself, which wouldn't be the first time, but here we are. So here I am again doing another collab with my friend Dion from Dion Loves Makeup. She actually sent me a gift, so this is like friend mail also. She sent me a palette from Nomad Cosmetics, which I have not used yet. I haven't used the palette, but I also have no products from Nomad, so I haven't tried their formula or anything like that. I know that Dion loves Nomad, and I know a few other small creators really love them. I do believe Dion has a like a discount code with them. I don't believe it's affiliated, but oh sorry, I was supposed to be waking up right now. But if you want to hear more about that, make sure you go over to her channel. Go over there anyway. And if you're here from Dion's channel, hola, ¿cómo está? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me tell you a bit about the palette and about Nomad, and we'll try an eye look and we'll see what I think of the formula and the palette. So let's get started. Or vamos a comenzar. What's wrong with me? So the palette is the Nomad Cosmetics Cartegna Mágica palette, and it is an intense eyeshadow palette. It's described as colorfully monochromatic and intense eyeshadows formulated with extra fine pigments for vibrant color payoff, infused with rosehip oil to help nourish and enrich the skin. 9 marvelous mattes and 6 enchanting shimmer shades, inspired by the magical realism of Cartegna de Indias. So the destination that this is based off of is Cartegna, Colombia, and it says the inspiration is magical realism, and the coordinates, in case you want to go there, is Puerta del Reloj. What is that? Like door of the watch? Watch door? No sé. Narrow streets surrounded by colorful colonial homes radiate a golden warmth of another time. As the sun sets, bathed in lavender evening light, the magic of Cartegna comes to life. Sounds of soul-stirring salsa, horses on cobblestone, and lovers' whispers all echo eerily together, revealing the beguiling nature of this layered city, enchanting its way into one's soul. I love whoever writes these things. I love you. I hope you feel appreciated. Now, it does say that there are no parabens, phthalates, or mineral oil, and it is cruelty-free and vegan, and they ask you to recycle the box, and I will. I'll put it in the recycling bin as soon as I'm done. Now, on the back of the box, you have all of the shades listed here, the shade names. I don't know if you want me to read them all. If you want a separate swatch video of the palette, let me know, and I will do that. But this palette, I believe, is like a couple years old now. Yeah, so now Dion went ahead and bought this for me. Thanks, girl. Thank you. And let me go ahead and open the palette. So once you take it out of the box, it looks exactly like the box. The palette does. Oops. And then on the back, again, it has Nomad Cosmetics. It says Cartegna Mágica. Designed on location. So they went to Colombia, and everybody ain't able. Okay. Shoot. I want to do that. And it says that it is good for 12 months. And if you didn't know, Dion has sensitive skin, sensitive eyes, and she likes Nomad, so it seems like their formula is pretty good for those of you with some sensitive eyes. And here is the palette here. You can see it's a pretty like bright and fun. And if you go look at images of Cartegna, like this palette just really seems to fit right in and kind of catch the vibes of the location. So I really like how this is set up. I feel like when you're looking at it, I know some of us struggle with like, where should you put shades and how do you come up with looks? But if you go across, like the rows seem pretty good in terms of being able to do a look per row. I think also if you go in like duos or trios, like putting those 3 or like 2 together, I think that would work. It looks like there are some kind of like quads you could also do, like these 4 here, these 4. Like I feel like it's set up really well if you are hoping to get some inspiration. Okay, so I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. Like, in all honesty, I'm literally sitting here in my bathrobe, one of them, and waiting for my lunch to arrive. So we're just gonna go ahead and play around with this, okay? Okay. All right, so we're gonna start with primer. Given that these shades are kind of like bright and leaning towards pastel for some of them, I do want to really like punch up the color and make sure that it shows. So what I'm going to do is to use a light eyeshadow base, and the one that I will use, excuse me, self. Girl, I don't even know. Sorry, that's somebody texting me. Child, when I tell you. Oh, I know what it's saying. So I'm going to use my Natasha Denona Work and Set, and this is in the shade Nude. If you've been here before, we know that nude is not nude for everyone, but here we are. And I am going to go ahead and take my Anissa Beauty Angled Concealer Brush. Just dip into there a bit. So just want to put that on. So I'm hoping that with the colors, this light base will allow them to pop. Oh, you guys, girls, non-binary, gender non-conforming. So I saw my freshman year college roommate, or one of them, because I was in a suite. I don't even know if they do that anymore, but there were 3 of us in one room, so we were a triple. But then our bathroom connected to another room with another triple, so it was 6 of us. But I saw one of my roommates, not my suite mates, one of my roommates, for lunch the other day. It has been like almost 20 years since we've seen each other. Okay, so we've got that base on, and no rosé. I'm not even quite sure what I want to do. I think I'll start with this shade here. It's called Perseguir Sueños. And since I don't have my long nails on just yet, I'm going to go in with my finger. Oh, it's nice and soft. Oh, it's nice and soft. You can see that color. Let's put that right here. Ooh. That's pretty vibrant, right? Let me bring you in a little bit more. Oh, hi. Okay. Not too close, okay? All up in my business. So I'm just building this up a little bit. You don't even really need to. It's a very vibrant color, and the shade feels, I like that it feels smooth. It doesn't feel like one of those shimmers where there's like bits and pieces of stuff in there. Anyway, so this roommate, like, first of all, I went to a university in Orange County, California, and yes, it is pretty similar to what you see on The Housewives. So during my senior year of college, there was this whole big to-do. Like, I went down in history. So all of the multicultural clubs, like the Black Student Union, the Hawaii Club, the LGBTQ club, all these clubs, we got together and we asked for a multicultural center. And, excuse me, the president, el presidente of the university at that time was like, as long as I'm president, there's not going to be no multicultural center. Because he felt like a multicultural center was going to divide us. Okay, but your campus is 97% white. Anyway, sorry. Went off on a little tangent there. I think I'm going to go in next with this shade Toda la Vida. And I will use my BK 206 brush. Just going to tap into that. So let's see how these mattes work. Ooh. Wow, okay. Oh, okay, Nomad. I ain't no mad. I'm not mad. Anyway, so at the time, I was a tour guide, and first of all, I was fabulous, okay? I was fabulous at being a tour guide. I had people requesting to be on my tour. I was a tour guide, and so, you know, I'm like representing the campus. You know, I'm all in the photos because they need to show that they're diverse, even though it's in Orange County, California. And we did this little protest. Y'all, you know how, like, I just love the audacity of college students. We did this whole big protest. We, like, had these cool shirts made. We wore, like, tape over our mouths. It was a whole to-do. We were basically trying to say that we were being silenced, right? The audacity is amazing, and I love it. And, like, that's why with these college kids, I mean, like, yes. I mean, some of y'all chill, but otherwise, yes. All right, let's see. I think I'm just gonna do like a gradient of sorts. Let's go into La Diosa Coronada. The mattes are, wow, very pigmented. I am seeing some fallout of the shimmer, so we'll have to clean that up. But I'm barely like tapping into the mattes. So we did this whole big protest, and like, you know, it's in California. There are some famous people who went there besides me, like real famous people. We did this protest and we asked for like a town hall meeting, and the president was like, okay, he kind of had to say okay, right? And next, let's go into let's go into Otros Demonios. Do that on the outside. So we do the town meeting, and you know, he's like basically asking, El Presidente is asking, why do you want a multicultural center? So I rise to my feet and I'm like, you know, as a first generation Black Caribbean American student, like sometimes I would really like to talk to someone that might have similar experiences as me, or someone who, you know, looks like me. And because the administration and the school is predominantly white. So people are like, yeah, that makes sense, girl. Not for El Presidente. Honey, he called me a racist. He said I was racist. Okay. Y'all, I don't know what I said back, because I think once I get to a level of anger, I like black out. But I said something. It was in the paper. I don't even know what I said. But I told him something. I don't remember. And the nerve of him to call me racist when he called me the wrong name when I was giving a tour. I I'm not even gonna go into that, but he must have thought of, let me think of a black name. That's it. I'm gonna call her that. Oh, but I'm the racist one. Okay, sir. Anyway. So yeah, while he was president, never a multicultural center because he was not having it at all. But a couple of years ago, like legit like 15 years ago, after I'd already graduated, like 15 years ago, like recently, I was informed that there is now a multicultural center. So I'm like, you're welcome, current students. And now I'm on the board and all kinds of stuff. And I talked to the new president and he's cool and all that jazz. But anyway, as I was saying, I got to see my freshman year roommate because she and her family just moved near me to like the DMV area, like at the beginning of the summer. I kind of just want to use more colors. So why don't we go into del amor y de soledad, or you know what I mean. I'm speaking Spanglish. Y'all, I was actually a minor in Spanish in college. And because I'm a nerd, sometimes I just take summer school classes in Spanish just for fun. Oh God, I know. I can't help it. I love to learn. Anyway, so she had contacted me, and you know how it is when you talk to somebody you haven't like seen in forever. You're like, yeah, we should totally get together, knowing you're not gonna get together. But we were serious about it, right? And so we decided to meet for lunch, and we did. Let me tell you, my roommate is one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, her and her family should be on the cover of Home and Garden magazines. And they have been on the cover of stuff. Like, just stunningly beautiful. So we're both joking, like, you won't even recognize me. I look so different. I'm like, girl, I'm just gonna walk in there and be like, I'm looking for a tall blonde. But as soon as I saw her, I immediately recognized her. And also we're in social media, so we see each other. And it was just like this huge reunion in the restaurant. It was like, it was the best day. I felt so good afterwards. We took a picture and all that good stuff. And so we like posted on social media, and like people we went to college with, they're like, oh my God, I love it. Love to see it. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I actually went. You know, y'all know sometimes I don't be going nowhere. I don't think I used this one. Let's use, where do we want to, I'll put this here. I don't know if there was a purpose to that story. Okay, I can see why people enjoy Nomad Cosmetics. So far, these shades are very easy to use. Everything is like blending together seamlessly. It's all just going together really easily. I get it. All right. Enthien. All right, so I'm going to go into Omega. Like at this point, I'm not sure what I'm doing, and I probably should have stopped, but I'm not, so. Now there is fallout. I do notice a lot of fallout on my face, which is fine. That can be cleaned up, you know, no biggie. Oh, I have another story. So oftentimes with clients, like, you know, like all of us, we talk about our families a lot, right? And I feel like there's this idea in our society that just because somebody is family, you have to like interact with them. And I don't believe that. And let me tell you why. Sometimes family are the triggers, you know, like they trigger you. And like, you don't necessarily have to always put yourself into those positions where you're going to be triggered and feel terrible at the expense of someone else, or at the expense of your own like mental health, you know, because of somebody else. Okay, I'm going to go into La Luz Malva. Like, I remember watching this YouTuber, and she said something like, blood makes you related, but it doesn't make you family. And I was like, listen, you just said a word, amen, on every Sunday. And I've been really emphasizing that with several clients. Like, it's okay to set boundaries. And one reason that I have certain boundaries with a certain family member, my father's sister, is that she was so rude to me. And I'm not talking about just regular old rude, y'all. I mean, this lady cussed me out like if I was somebody on the street that took her man. She called me all kinds of names that I think most of us would never say to our niece. She called me all kinds of names, y'all. And then, like, I can't even repeat them. Like, I read the message to my therapist, and he was like, that's your aunt? I'm like, yeah, girl. So she called me all kinds of names when I tell you. Told me she would beat me up. Not in those words, but she said it. And that she basically disowned me, right? So then the other day, I'm talking to my mother, mi madre, and she is like, oh, we're going to see your aunt. I'm like, what aunt? I don't have one. And I was like, oh, your husband's sister. And I guess my whole family went and hung out with her, and like, that's their choice, you know? Like, I guess she can cuss you out, but I have no intention of spending time with that person. She's probably the person I dislike the most in the world. But my brother hadn't known about the cuss out. And so I told him, and he was so surprised that this person did that. And you know what? I like experienced the growth that my brother has made because he was so affirming. I was like, listen, it might have took you a while, but thank you. Everybody else said that. Nobody else was like, I'm so sorry she did that. Everybody was just like, you know how she is. Yes, I know how she is, and that's why I'm going to protect my peace. And I have no intention of going anywhere near her ever again in life, because like Caribbean culture, and I think a lot of other cultures, like the adult is always the adult and they're always right, no matter how old you are. But honey, I am a fully grown human. And she better be glad that sometimes I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, and water baptized, because I could also cuss her out, but I didn't. So I don't know why I just told you all of that. I think the purpose is just to let you know that it's okay to set boundaries, and it's okay to cut people out your life. Snip, snip, cut, cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, because some people are not there to uplift you. I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but this is what happens in therapy sometimes. I'll be like, why was I going to tell you that? But don't let people steal your joy, honey. Even if you don't have no joy, don't let them add to your distress. Okay, y'all, I've used quite a few of these shades. I am going to go in with, what is this one? Cien Años, and just use that as like a shade to blend everything a bit more. And I'm going to use this BK 201 brush. So these mattes are very powdery. Powdery and pigmented. I don't know if all of their palettes are like this, but if you do get this one, you're probably going to want to do your eye makeup first. That's for you, Tracy, because I know you like to do your foundation first. All my other folks, let me know if you do foundation first or you do eyes first so I can keep that in mind. You know, I really appreciate you all. What is happening? I feel like I'm just in a mood. I don't know, like, but it's better than the mood I was in last week. Hell, the mood I was in yesterday. I think I'm getting excited that I'm going to see my family soon. Love it. Y'all, and I'm the quiet one. Oh my gosh. So, like, my mom is now retired. She retired during the panini, which, as far as I know, we're still experiencing. And there was a time in my life where I was just not doing well. I was in grad school. I mean, grad school is enough to drive you a little nuts. But I'm going to go into otros demonios again. Like, it just, there was something going on in my life that was just, it was trying to take me out, girl. And my mom came to stay with me for a little while I was in grad school. Mind you, I still got a 4.0 that semester. That tells you how much, like, learning is, like, a thing for me. And we watched Gilmore Girls. Now, initially, when Gilmore Girls came out, I was like, what is this show? Ain't nobody gonna watch it. But when I tell you, listen, Gilmore Girls, like, saved my sanity. And I continue to watch it to this day. I think most Gilmore Girls fans, we've, like, watched the series a billion times. And now that my mom is retired, you know, she's at home more. And so she had my sister help her figure out how to use Netflix. And so she's been watching Gilmore. So, of course, I've been rewatching it for the bajillionth time. I mean, there are problematic things in that show. Like, there are lots of problems. And there are lots of enjoyable things, too. So, it's kind of cool to, like, talk to my mom about Rory and Lorelai. Okay, so I'm going to clean up this fallout. Sure you can see it, or hopefully you can see it, but it's just from, from mainly the shimmer shades. This is just a wipe. It's coming off. And it's not necessarily spreading too much. I find that, like, with some Rose, can you move, please? I don't know when we started allowing you to come in here. I don't know when we started doing that, but I see you taking full advantage. Come on. Thank you. Popping up out of nowhere. Okay, y'all, I think it all came off relatively well. I still see a bit of sparkle, but I kind of feel like unless I go wash my entire face a couple times, that's going to be on there, and that's okay with me. So let me go ahead and put on my foundation and concealer and all that jazz, and then I will come back and, like, line my eyes and see what else to bring all of this together. So I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so it is all together. I did put on some lashes. Let me find them. They are just some kiss lashes in the ruffle style. I don't know. Got them at Ulta. I also did some eyeliner, and that is with the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner, and it is in this shade, which is Perpetual Purple. Show you that. So purple liner. And what else did I do? I did use a bit of black liner, just in the waterline. That's somewhere here. But just some black liner. And then for the lips, I did a couple of things. I went in with like 3 different shades of Color Fix from Danessa Myricks. I went in with Plum Wine. I also topped that with Valentine. And, excuse me, I also used Carrot Top. Those are all matte. So what I did was took some of this clear Color Fix glaze and put that on top just to give me that shine. And for blush, if you can see it, I used the cream blush in Spicy from Colored Rain. It's just like an orange. And that is it, I think. So let's zoom you out a little bit. Here is the finished look. I'm feeling like I'm repping my Caribbean roots, right? Like, you can see me in Cartegna right now and you'd be like, hola, girl. Hola. Hola, niña. And thank you very much. Okay, so we were talking about the palette. I like this palette. It's a very like a bright, vibrant palette. So if the brightness is kind of like not your thing, or you know, you tend to wear darker colors and stuff during this time of year, although I think you could still pull off some like fall looks or pull in another palette to go along with this because the shimmers are stunning. Everything is really easy to use. I like that the shimmers are soft, like they don't have any gritty like pieces or particles. I also think the mattes are really pigmented and easy to use. They are powdery. That comes from like, they're right when it says like intense eyeshadow palette. So there is that. I do love the idea of them basing their products off of locations, and if they need anyone to do some research and go somewhere to get some inspiration, I am free. I am free 365, 24 hours. Just let me know. I got a passport. I can hop on a plane if you pay for it. And I can help you come up with some color palettes, Nomad. I'm just letting you know, okay? So with this in mind, I do really like this Cartegna Mágica palette. It makes me want to try more Nomad palettes. So I'm going to look at some other videos. I know Dion has done videos. I know Jamila has done videos. There are quite a few people who like Nomad already that I trust in terms of their opinions on things. And this really does make me want to try some more products from Nomad. Like, okay, I'm here for it. Like right now, I'm bringing you sunshine. I'm bringing you sunshine. I'm bringing you rainbow. I'm bringing you like laying on the beach with someone really attractive fanning you with like a banana leaf. I'm bringing you all of that. Don't lie. I'm feeling myself. Oh. Yes. Let me go send this picture. I'm gonna take a picture and send it to everybody. Okay. Okay, so I think that's it. Hopefully some of this was helpful. Thank you for listening to me babble on, which you are super used to by now. I also hope that you were taking care of yourself. I did schedule a massage and I added on hot stones. And when I tell you, have you ever had a hot stone massage? It will like make your entire existence make sense. It will give you life, okay? Oh, I cannot wait. I can't wait. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and hasta la próxima.